What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Monsters video. So in today's video, we have a new ancestral monster named Dame, and we're going to be doing a full review from level 1 to 150, rank 5. So I'm going to go ahead and basically show you guys this monster at max potential, and this is an exclusive first look as well. So this monster is not even released right now, but I'm going to be doing a review, and it'll be out by tomorrow, hopefully. So I hope you guys are excited. If you are, make sure you drop a like, subscribe. Anyways, it's going to get started. Alrighty guys, let's take a look at this. We have Dame here, and man, this monster is given to me so freaking early. Huge thanks to Social Point, man. Social Point, they are sponsoring today's video, of course. Hopefully I do have the egg. I actually didn't check to see if they given the egg yet. Yes, there is. Let's go. Oh my goodness, what the heck. Yo, look at that design. Of course, it's part of the female book. Apparently it's part of the wing book. That's quite interesting. Is it because she's like secretly like a vampire or something? Maybe. But yeah, it's magic and dark. Ooh, is she gonna replace that one other monster? What's her name? Mater? Maybe. We're gonna have to see, because I did see the Ascend being one of the relics as well, so she can actually come back. That is huge. But again, look at that, she's sleeping. But yeah, huge thanks to Social Point, like I said. Oh, I almost collect 200 gems again. But like I said, huge thanks to Social Point, man. They give me all the cells, all the resources that you guys will be seeing in today's video. Oh my goodness, look at that ultimate. What the heck? I definitely need to see that awakening to see what that's all about. But anyways, what I'm actually going to do is we're going to get it straight into the ranking pod. Now, oh my gosh, I already see something that I really like. You guys know how I'm like all about like block resurrection, right? Look at that. We have block resurrection, and it's funny because I think she has it at rank 0, because look at that. Yeah, rank 0, there it is. Oh my god. Yo, no. Wait, is she actually going to replace her? Oh my gosh, there's so much alike. It's like there's so much alike, but she's actually better than Mater, because look, you have block resurrection, something she doesn't have, and this is huge, right? Hardened. We have anticipation, same as her. Minor blind, I'm pretty sure she actually gives a 2 if I'm not mistaken, and then area random debuff. I'm not sure she has that, but if she does, well, this one's better. This one's literally better. I cannot wait to actually start using this monster, man. Oh my gosh. Yo, I might actually have to get this monster on my main account too. It's funny because I haven't even maxed out some of the other previous ancestrals, but I do want to get this one though because of how nice these traits are looking like. So there's the status on Minor Blind at rank 4, and then finally rank 5. This is where she gets even better because you finally apply like a random debuff. So this can actually really throw off the enemy. It can slow them down because you can literally make them like not lose speed, but like slow down. There's like a negative status effects like that. There could be like really random stuff. Like I'm pretty sure total damage reduction is one of them. That kind of counts as like a, you know, random negative status effect. There's a lot of things really, like block pause or status effect, I think, is one of them. There's like so much more, man. But we're gonna go ahead and of course get this monster max out here. There we go. So finally at 150 we get 62,250 or 60. Wow, 1.894. That's actually crazy. 34,176 speed. I think she's the fastest monster right now in the game, right? Has to be. I think that speed is the fastest, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, of course. But anyway, guys, let's go ahead and start. You know, using the right skills, I guess, for this monster. What do we have? Deals low magic damage to all enemies. Applies evasion block. What the heck is an evasion block? What? Blocks the evasion status effect? Yo, what? Yo, that's actually crazy. Yeah, I'm actually gonna run that on the 3rd slot here and see what else we have here. To block, because she can. It's applies anticipation hater. Well, yo, you know what's crazy? I literally talked about anticipation hater like I think a year ago or 2. I was like live streaming and I was like, yo, the idea of anticipation hater, they need to eventually release this thing. If I'm not mistaken, this is actually the first monsters actually have anticipation hater, unless I'm missing and somebody actually has it before. But if this is actually the first time, that's actually crazy. I know for a fact that evasion block, I've never seen that before, so that's definitely the first. This one applies anticipation hater and removes all negative status effects from all allies. Oh, we have an NER monster finally, a freaking NER and Spader. This is actually huge. I really like the idea of this. What else do we have? Total Blind and Nightmare Soul enemies. Yeah, sure. Let's run that too. I really wish this monster had like an NE or like a PER too, but NER is pretty dope. Next thing on the list, we have applies evasion block to an enemy, applies bane and vulnerability, and a random negative side effect to an enemy. Okay. Do we want to run like a single version of this? It's literally a single target version, but I mean it is better than the bane tool enemies, so I'm gonna definitely take that. But let's see what else we have here. I'm sure there's something else, right? This one removes evasion from all enemies and applies vulnerability. I like this one. I definitely like this one over this, so I might actually run this over that. And then total blind to one enemy deals low dark damage to all enemies, applies minor blind and nightmares. So here's the thing: you can either run this or you can run this one. I really like the fact that you can kind of like bypass dodge area with this skill. With this one, you can literally just use it, but if there's like a dodge area monster, of course, it's not really going to land. But I like the idea of like total blinding everybody at the same time. But then this one, yeah, there's a 50% chance, or not 50% actually. Oh, it's a minor blind, 25%. Oh, okay. Applies anticipation hater and removes all control status effects from all. Oh my gosh. This one's not bad either. Applies a random negative status effect to one enemy, gains an extra turn. Yo, wait a second. Oh my gosh, I don't know. She has a couple of really good skills. I don't know. There are a couple of zero cooldown skills. I don't think anybody's really gonna run these two. These are the only zero cooldowns. Actually, no, there's another one. Even that one is kind of trash. I don't think anybody's gonna run it. But in terms of like skill wise, you can actually do the random negative side effect if you want, because here's the thing: the random negative could be actually pretty good. It could throw off the enemy. It could maybe even apply death countdown to them, right? For team wars, this is actually huge. You can actually do something like this, or what you can do is keep the total blind. But also what's nice about this is that it can actually help you get off of one of the cooldowns for one of the skills here, because majority of them are like 2-3 turn cooldowns. It's a bit high, so I don't know. It's really up to you what you want to do. It's really hard, honestly. But since we already have a evasion removal, this is definitely one of the best. You definitely don't want to remove that. This is definitely 100% the best one. This one though, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about switching it to Exile the Weak. If not, either Velvet Dominion, and I think that's really about it. Yeah, either one of those two. Let's keep the total blind for now and see how I like it. And if not, I'll probably switch it up later. But we have the Awakening here. So Dame, let's see, either her or any of her allies apply 13 debuffs. If I'm not mistaken, I think Mater has 12 debuffs, or maybe 13 as well. But yeah, literally the same Awakening. Literally. But what is her virtues? Torture immunity and double life. Okay, so it's max. I don't know. It's whatever. This one's whatever, but I do like the torture immunity. That's pretty dope. Special skill. Okay, ambition never dies. Removes positive side effects from all enemies. Disables traits and applies curse to all enemies, and heals itself by 20%. Okay. Here's the thing. I like the fact that she's opening everything up. But then applying curse, I would have liked like a random control, like stun would have been nice. I would have liked toxins. I think toxins would have been pretty sweet. But no, it's curse. Curse is still not bad though. Don't get me wrong. Curse is still not bad. But I feel like to improve this ultimate even more, toxins would have been sweet, or one of the like random controls. You know what I mean? It could have been literally a random control. Could have been possession, stun, freeze, you just name it. And then healing itself by 20%. That's kind of like a cherry on top. So I like that. Anyways, let's go ahead and open these two up. All right, I have to actually remove some more runes. It's crazy the fact that I literally opened up so many chests yesterday or a couple days ago when I was doing one of my reviews. And I got, a bunch of runes, but I don't think it was enough 10s. Maybe that's why. But I'll just go ahead and remove some of these from some of these monsters here. All right, in terms of runes, here's what you want to do. You literally want to go with either speed or team speed. Now, it would be nice to kind of mix the two together, because this monster does have like, evasion blocks, things like that could really throw off the enemy, or removing evasion could also be nice. And then next turn you could do evasion block or something like that. Anticipation is also pretty sweet. Anticipation hater, because if there's any in the enemy team. But the thing is, I was thinking about running it with Florian Malsang, but the thing is with Florian, he disables trait, like anticipation trait. So I don't think it'd be a good idea to run it with him, just because if you wanted to, kind of have some use of the anticipation hater, why would you want to actually do that? It's something like that, you know what I mean? But you know what? Here's what I'm actually going to do. I'm going to do 1 team speed, and we're going to do 2 speed, something like that. You know what I mean? Like it'll be a mix of the two together. You can even do like 2 team speed and 1 speed. That might be a little bit better. But yeah, you want to do something like that. Florian though, I might actually switch out Florian, to be honest. You do want another monster on the side that could actually apply some debuffs. You don't really necessarily have to, but I feel like it would be a good idea, just because these two can actually benefit each other. They can actually work together. A lot of you guys are probably going to be thinking of it the way I was thinking of it in the beginning of the video, where like, oh, it's going to replace Mater. No, what if they work together, because they both can actually benefit from each other, right? from like the negative side effects and things like that. But I think it would be a good idea to kind of have an attacker on the side. I can either do Akira or I could do Maximus. Obviously, we want to see what the best ally is, but at the same time, if you really think about it with this monster, it doesn't really like, it doesn't hurt who you actually pair her up with, because she can really go well with almost every monster. Now, when it comes out to the SN, you can actually do like Mater Genesis SN, or you could do any of the other SNs that kind of like revives a monster. But it would be nice to go with this one just because obviously if you're going to pair it up with Mater Geneza, that's a bonus on the third one, right? But also take a look at this one. After damaging with a skill, if any enemy is suffering a negative status effect, which most likely they will be, it removes stamina and then also deals like magic damage, which is pretty sweet. Also revives the monster. So I might actually run this one. Let me go ahead and autofill this and kind of like level it up a little bit. We're going to try to see if we could get it to like level 30 and call it a day there. So 9.7 million food. There we go. And then you do want to go with a relic that will give you stamina on the side. So you could do like, you know, Tennis Amulet or literally almost any amulet that gives you stamina. You can also go with something that heals you. But I think stamina is probably the best because majority of her skills do require a lot of stamina. Also, she has like a moderate amount or moderate to high cooldowns as well. But honestly, the monster is pretty good, so it doesn't really matter. Let me go ahead and remove one of these runes here, and I'll probably give Mater like another speed or something. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to friendly battle. We're about to test out this ancestral monster, and I'm super excited, okay? So I'm actually pairing it up, like I said, with Geneza and the other monster. As you can see, the random negative status effects, one of them was actually Trample, which disables traits like umbrella traits, basically, which is pretty sweet. This one has Guard Down Hater, or some Guard Down, I think it is. And then this one, the monster literally, you know, got slow. So I can actually apply Evasion. Anticipation Hater would be pretty sweet. Let's do it. Just because Mater is Anticipation monster on the enemy team, and then this monster gets a turn here. So look at that. Usually this, like light versus magic, obviously it's not supposed to be strong, but here it is. So I can actually kind of trigger the anticipation if I wanted to, or I can just do this, and look at that. Look at the damage there, ladies and gentlemen. Almost got eliminated there. So literally within the first turn, that monster was almost dead because of the anticipation hater. Now let's say this monster attacks and gains some evasion, and it actually missed because of the minor blind, because of the minor blind status caster. So that's pretty sweet. What we can do is I can do this, gain the extra turn, and look at that. That actually benefited her. This one applied debuff status effects, 13 debuffs. Okay, wait, why didn't it count for her too? Apply debuff effects, yeah. That's really weird. It's supposed to count as a debuff, is it not? I forgot to run the other skill where it kind of what's it called, helps out with the, yeah, that's really weird. Wait, why is it not counting for her? That's really weird. So anyways, we have evasion block and bane, but it's a little too late for the evasion block. We could try removing evasion, but it's not going to work. And of course I ran out of turn, or ran out of time there. No, we could also remove evasion like this as well. So if you don't really need her, but hey, her skills are AoE, and look at that, +3 there. Now I'm actually going to charge up on purpose so I can get, I can kind of have Grayseal get a turn in and then apply evasion to everybody, something like that. And then I got my awakening on Maximus there. Now take a look at this. The monster has evasion. This one has Algeria, unfortunately, so we can't really bypass Algeria. But look at this, applies evasion block. I wonder if that'll actually land if the monster already has evasion. We could probably, you know, kind of test it out after. But look at this one, removes evasion, applies vulnerability. Unfortunately, my attacker actually died. Wow, that's crazy. And then we can just go ahead and apply nanovirus with some other negative status effects. She should be getting her awakening very soon. Look at, oh wait, no, wait, was the monster like, I guess I thought, wait, I thought he was dead. And that's why at the same time I was like, wait, how did he die so fast? Maybe some negative status effects or like tortures will apply to him, but I guess not. That's really weird. That's really funny. There we go. We got our awakening finally. So she gets her awakening. There's also a resurrection block, which is pretty sweet. So when this monster ends up dying later, you guys will see he can't really come back. Removes all their status effect, trait disables, and applies curse. So let's go ahead and do that, even though traits are already kind of disabled. Well, not really, actually. Wait, why didn't those traits get disabled? That's really weird. Yeah, look at that. Immune to fear and immune to possession. It did not get fully trait disabled. I wonder why. What does he have? He has trample. Okay. Nanovirus, daze. But I don't think she had anything, so that's super weird. Yeah, that's super weird for sure. But look, he tried attacking, but it barely landed anything. Only the bleeding, which is funny. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Heavy dark damage. The relic. I wonder if there's any more relics. No relics left. I thought I was gonna kick in and eliminate him. But look, we tried doing this again. Counts as like a +2 for him. But I wonder why it's not counting for Geneza, because they both have the same thing. So That's definitely very, very interesting. Evasion block and Bane. So if you try to do this and they end up using their evasion skill or whatever, it's not going to let them do it. And there it is. Shadow, as I said, try to kick in, right, to bring the monster back, but unfortunately not because of the resurrection block. What I actually did want to test out was the evasion block. So let's go ahead and actually try, using that, I guess. So Great Shield is 150, which when the monster gets a turn in, it should try to apply the evasion. But since I guess there's evasion block, I don't think it'll actually go through, but we're about to find out. And looks like he got, yeah, look, he got a turn in, but look, evasion blocked by, it literally said the monster name. And look, when you try to, let's say, remove negative side effects and apply double damage with the, evasion, looks like it didn't actually land in thanks to that. So pretty dope. There it is. Look at that. Anticipation. Oh, anticipation kicked in. Okay. Well, she can't really do anything. She's going to have to charge up. Yeah, she ran out of stamina. Plus, she has like so many negative side effects. It wasn't going to land anyways. Let's do this damage reduction one. Pretty random. And Gracie's about to get a turn in. But when he does, yeah, usually doesn't the monster have like a evasion status or something like that? Maybe I'm mistaken. I'm not sure. But we got our ultimate. We could literally just... Oh wait, we have total damage reduction, so we can't really do anything unless I do this and then use my awakening. Nah, let's just charge up. Let's just mess around with them a little bit. Now the nice thing about that evasion block is that it actually lasts more than one turn. You know what I mean? So like literally lasts like 3 turns. And look, he's about to use the evasion here, and look at that. It blocked on everybody except her because it ran out on her. Now here's actually what I wanted to test out earlier. Remember, I wanted to apply the evasion to everybody, and then I wanted to use the skill to see if it actually gets rid of it. So we're about to find out. Let's see. So here it is, guys. This one removes evasion. Obviously that one definitely removes evasion, but what about evasion block? So we're going to use that. Obviously this monster Grayshield has the evasion. Let's go ahead and use it and see. Oh, look at that. Okay, so it doesn't really work. Yeah, it doesn't work. Okay, that makes total sense. I thought it was gonna like for some reason like pierce through or something, but no, unless you have pierce, it's not going to. Or I guess even with pierce, I wonder if that'll actually work or not. But definitely a pretty good monster, I would say. Finally, we have somebody that could actually remove negative status effect, because that's actually huge for Ancestral, because you guys know their stats are crazy good. But yeah, let me know your thoughts and opinions on this monster, guys. What do you guys think? But that's gonna be pretty much it. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next one. Peace out.